Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? We are in the middle of February. I just turned 30 years old, and Gator basketball team is right where they need to be right now to make sure they're going to make it into that tournament. You know where you are. You're here on the Young and Rowdies. It's Patric Young bringing you Florida basketball content every week. This is episode number 20. We've been doing this since the beginning of the season, and it's always a pleasure when we're able to get a guest that is currently with the Gators in the middle of the season as they're battling, as they're fighting, as they're pursuing to have a great end to the season. And it's always a blessing when you get the opportunity to interview not only a point guard, but also a senior point guard for this Gator team. Coming off a big win out in Columbia against Missouri, we have none other than number 22 from Jacksonville, not Florida, Jacksonville, Arkansas, Tyree Appleby. You know, I didn't even know it was a Jacksonville, Arkansas, but that's kind of crazy. But what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Good. You know, just out here trying to, do school, basketball, about to graduate. That's a good thing. But, just out here trying to, just keep a good faith right now.
Just you're fresh coming out of practice, right?
Yeah. We just got to practice about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
What
Yeah,
is the what has the mid-season practice been like? Because I remember with Coach Donovan, like we would have our tough practices, but my senior year, he was like, hey guys, practice don't gotta be long. Y'all come in here with the right mindset, started off from the tip, from stretching, like practice can be an hour and a half. But what does that look like for you guys in the middle of the season?
I would say the same thing for sure. Coach White, he doesn't really like try to go for long practices because if we got guys banged up or anything like that. So, we just try to go about, hour and a half, just to, go over plays or, like the scout and everything like that, do a couple drills that we need to work on, for the next game. But practices don't really just be that long,
Yeah.
It be competitive for sure.
I love that. Yeah, that's the most important thing. I think when it comes to like guys getting better in the middle of the season, that competitive drive still like, yeah, I know like we're on the same team, but hey man, I'm coming at you. Like in a competitive way where you're trying to get guys better. But y'all are coming off of two big wins. First off, Oklahoma State, where that first half, like what was the feeling coming into the locker room that first half, just like, because I was watching the whole game. I'm like, dog, what is going on? Like, what was it for you from your perspective?
Oh, it was just, we was out of character for sure. Like we wasn't guarding, in the first half or anything. We wasn't giving no resistance. We were giving them, easy buckets. We were messing up on like, our defensive schemes and everything like that. So, you know, we already knew, once halftime hit, we got in the locker room, we talked as, among the team, and we knew what we had to do to come out in the second half, to give us a chance to win the game. So, and the coaches came in there and chewed us out as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Coach White doesn't like to have to do that and get on guys, but at the end of the day, it's tough when you know what your team is capable of and what your identity is, and the guys not showing up doing that. So if that's what it's going to take, but as you know, in these last 9 games left in the season, slow starts don't need to be a continual thing for you guys. And it's always going to be tough when you're going on the road, like when you got a team like Missouri. But for you, you had 2 early fouls in that game, and weren't able to contribute until the second half. A lot, because I think a lot of players sometimes when they get those 2 fouls, it's hard for them to stay locked into the game and like envisioning what they need to do when they're gonna get the opportunity. I'm gonna be cold, I ain't gonna find the flow. All these excuses come in, but for you, like it's like you step back into the game just like in attack mode. What was your mindset coming into that second half?
Just stay ready, because first half, them 2 fouls sat me out for the whole half, but that I was still staying positive, telling my teammates what I saw, or doing anything I could from the bench, to help my guys out on the court. And, they just told me to stay ready, and everything like that. Halftime, stretching everything. So I think, just staying ready and, being in the moment, locked in is just like what helped me just stay locked in for the second half.
Yeah, I think you just, it's almost like you just had the zone, whatever you want to call it, just come over you in that second half, because it's like you guys understood. And it's like Missouri, they played, they're not the most talented team, but they played hard.
Yeah,
I think the Rouge did a fantastic job of covering Kobe Brown that game. I wish he didn't try to go for the steal on that. It's like, bro, he hasn't done anything the whole game. Like, just stay solid. He's getting it at the elbow. What's he gonna do? But at the free throw line, what you stepped into that game and just kept getting to the line. They kept fouling. You took what they were going to give you, so they're gonna foul. You went to the line. You knocked them. You knocked them. What was your mindset? Every time, because you're the best free throw shooter on the team. What is your approach stepping to the line? Every free throw, I don't think you hit the rim on any of them free throws either, man. I wish I could have learned that, Gene, when I was playing.
I got a free throw routine, that I go through every time, even in practice, or that just makes it easier for the game. I just take 3 dribbles, breathe, and then I got a secret word that I say, out loud, and then I shoot the ball. So
hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, it just helps me calm down and just have a smooth release and just breathe.
I'm not going to ask you what your secret word is, but I want to ask you, where did it come from? Where has that always been your routine?
No, I talked to a sports psychologist, and he told me about how I could become a better free throw shooter than I already was, and so I used his routine, and it's been working ever since.
Wow. Who was it here at Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where was he at when I was there? I was 59% from the line. I got better my senior year. I shot like close to 70% my senior year. But
I want to get to 90. I need to get to 90.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing. And you guys got Ole Miss coming up this Saturday. Obviously some payback. You guys went out to Oxford and came up short in the game. One of those games where it's like, man, we should have had it. But you have the opportunity to redeem. Seeing Deshaun Ruffin isn't going, out for the season. Hoping for a speedy recovery for him. He's been fun to watch. He's fun to watch. He's an undersized guard that can really score and get up and down as a freshman. But what's coming into this game? What's the game plan mindset? Not X's and O's, but just the approach of because every game for you guys, as I'm following the Joe Lenardi's thing, it's like they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. Like it's like every game matters so much, but you don't want to like allow that other stuff to get to knock you guys out of your identity and just approaching each game with the same mindset. So what's the focus for you guys moving forward? Just focusing on this next game.
Hungry, because we went into Oxford, they killed us, even coach, felt like, we just like first time this season that we laid it down. So, we want this game bad because, we thought we should have won the first game. We came out there and, executed what we needed to do, but we, just had too many breakdowns, going into that game. So just right now, I think we just, feel like just mentally locked in, physically, we're doing fine. But I think we're just, locked in, ready to get this win, and we owe them one for sure.
Man, when y'all step into games with that elite defense that you guys have, it just opens the door for so much more opportunities for better offensive plays, for easy baskets. So you don't have to rely on the half court as not that you can't win half court, but like if you can turn guys over and frustrate their offense and get guys out of their flow and turn that into points for y'all on the other side, why not bring that consistently? But enough about this week and the last few games. Let's take it back a little bit. First off, what is Jacksonville, Arkansas like? Because I've never heard of it up until I was doing some research. Growing up, what was Jackson and what is Jacksonville, Arkansas known for?
I don't think nothing, honestly. I don't think nothing. It's it's like a small city about 20 minutes from Little Rock. So growing up, in Jackson, it was fun for me. I got to I got to go to a public school. Had a lot of friends, in the city and everything like that. Um, so I think, yeah, in basketball, that was a good thing for me because, I was one of the main, people that was really known. But I would say the downs was it was a small city, a lot of people don't come to Arkansas, to recruit. So, you know,
uh
yeah, that was probably the toughest part about that, just recruiting and everything. A lot of people, didn't come down there and anything. So, I had to travel for like to get on teams at AAU in like Tennessee or anything like that.
did you grow up always just like back, like you came out the womb and like by the time you was standing you had the Fisher Price basketball in your hand, you just knew you were going to be a hooper since you was a young kid?
I played every sport. I
Every
played
sport.
Yeah, I played baseball, basketball, football, soccer, but I got to about ninth grade, and my dad said, it's time to, choose one sport, and I chose basketball, and the rest is history.
Yeah. If what is there another sport you think you would have chosen to play out of if you did, like what was second place?
Baseball,
Baseball.
yeah.
Man, you could have. Nah, those sports are too close together. It's like when basketball is ending, like around the end, baseball season is starting up. I think because I played baseball and basketball up to about when I was 17, and then I was committed to Florida, and I was gonna play my senior year, and I transferred to another school, and my high school coach was like, "Big Pat, what are you doing?" I was like, I'm gonna play baseball my last year. He's like, oh, okay. Let's call Coach Donovan and see what he thinks about that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell the coach this is my last day.
Over now, it's over now.
Man, I still think about what I think I would have got drafted if I would have played my
I
last year.
love baseball. I would love baseball. I think football. I would have tried football, but they was like everybody was getting way bigger than me, so I was good on the football.
But speaking of your size, you're not obviously not the biggest guy on the court, but people watch you play and you play with the biggest heart. You and Colin, when Colin's out there, you guys play with like the biggest heart, the most emotions on your sleeve, the most passion. Was that something that is that just you? Was that something that you seen modeled before you? Because I know you have some siblings that are athletes as well. Like, where did the passion for the game and like just being out there come from?
I think playing with like my brothers and sisters for sure. Growing up with them, they ain't never let me win a lot. I had to try to get it, get gritty with it. So that was probably the only thing, just knowing, how you got there, what you did to get there and everything like that. So that's why, I show so much passion on the court. I came from a little mid-major school, and up here, and now I made it to Florida, just up here in the big league. So just always remember, how I got here and everything like that,
Yeah.
and just hard.
And how hard you work too, because I remember when I met you and DeRugi, y'all's transfer year. Uh, man, whenever I have one of the current guys on, I'm like, how do you enjoy your time with Preston?
Every time we lifted, like every day of the week, every day.
The worst thing to be with Preston. Like if you're hurt and you can work out, like say you got a lower body injury or something, like you sprained your ankle or something, you're out for a few weeks. Guess what? You with Preston, like,
I
or
swear.
if you
Yeah,
transferred, you're
you
with
know it
Preston.
too.
And he salivates over that. Like,
He love it. He be waiting on you to walk in, waiting on you to walk in. Get some water. You ready?
but you got to love someone that has that much passion for it, because he does help you get better and get stronger. But speaking of your siblings, you got a sister that she can hoop.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
got game.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and brag. She had two. I don't know if I've ever seen someone record a quadruple double, let alone two.
Yeah, I think she got another one overseas.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Go ahead
Crazy.
and brag on your sister a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's she can't beat me. I'm gonna just say that now. But I
Hey,
think
how many quadruple doubles do you have in
I
your
ain't
career?
got none. That's
Okay,
crazy.
cool.
That's crazy. That is a crazy stat line for sure. She been doing that since high school though, so
What's she
it was
points, rebounds,
yeah, it was
assists,
everything. High school was everything.
blocks, or steals? Like
Skills.
steals?
Yep.
That's probably the hardest stat to get right there. 10 steals.
Skills.
Does she
Yeah.
get tired?
No, she do get tired, but sometimes it don't seem like it. Cause she be just running around making it like every play. But yeah, I think she would have been really like highly recruited if she'd went to a bigger school than what she did for sure. I definitely think she would have went to the WNBA. Most
Where's
definitely.
she hooping at right? I mean, it's still an opportunity. It's still,
Oh, she's overseas. She's back overseas now.
she is she in Serbia or where?
Somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to ask her again.
No, she definitely can have a good career. Being that kind of utility player that can get it all done, I mean, you're invaluable, uh, invaluable to the coaches. But for you, let's take it back to you. You decide in ninth grade. All right, your dad, your pops, says, "Hey man, you got to choose." You decide to go with basketball. How was at ninth grade, and I wasn't really there yet. Like, where would you say that you were, and then like how was your development? Because I saw like you went to like 11 points a game your sophomore year, then 18, then 25. Like, when did it like start clicking for you, and you
Yeah.
really starting to perform really well on the high school level?
So my ninth grade year, I played varsity, so I never played like, freshman. So I can't, I think just learning, from them older guys, I used to just come in, just shoot threes and then come back out. But I think because we had a lot of seniors on that team. So I think after that year, the beginning of my 10th grade year, I think it just clicked for me, that like, a lot of people can't, stop me. And just like, it's starting to get real, real easy and for the high school level for sure. And then, 11th and 12th grade, it was just easy, like
Yeah.
easy. So, but I think I think if I'd have went to like a bigger school or anything like that, I think I'd have definitely had more offers and everything like that.
What was your recruiting process like? Because you ended up when did you commit to Cleveland State?
So I played as like an unsigned senior in like one tournament, after in the summer, and then like
Oh wow.
I went off. I think I was leading. I think it was like the NY2LA little thing. I was leading like the little I was leading in points, for the weekend for that like session and everything like that. So and then I got like I think like 5 or 6 offers like that night. And
Wow.
then I
So
chose
post senior year.
yeah. Cause it was gonna be the JUCO route for sure. Like I was had my mind already made up, I was going JUCO and then I was gonna try to make my way up to D1. So but then Cleveland State, I think that was a good opportunity for me because it was a first year coach and I was his first recruit and everything like that. So and there was a lot of seniors on that team as well.
Yeah.
So I think after that, my sophomore year, that's when I had a good year, and then after that, had to get. I think I thought that I could be somewhere bigger, and I thought it was time to try to do that, and I had a lot of offers coming out of transfer
Oh
portal.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you go into like it's Horizon League, correct? With
Mhm.
Cleveland State. But you had freshman of the week quite a few times, had some great games. I think you had a triple double during your time there. Um, did you feel was it easy? Was it easy stepping in for you at first? Because
At first,
like, or maybe your sophomore year was it more
getting
easy?
used to it. I think my freshman year, I was getting used to like the pace and everything like that. It's not like the pace now though. The pace now is way, way, way faster than the like Horizon League or anything like that. But that league. I think my freshman year, we made it to the conference, championship, and we lost it. But I think learning from all them seniors and everything really like helped me come into my sophomore year with the confidence that I needed. And so
Yeah.
yeah, the my sophomore year, it was a great year, especially for like for me individually, with my points, assists, and everything like that. Shooting the ball, I shot the ball like way better than my freshman year. And so yeah, so I think I definitely improved coming in
Yeah.
from freshman to my sophomore.
So you knew, and as you're saying that your skill level was, and it is obviously much higher than where you were. That was on your mind of like, I'm a ball out so I can get to a high
Yeah,
major program, and then you put your name in the portal,
yeah,
and how do you end up deciding between all the schools that are coming? I know your brother played for Coach White.
yeah. So
Did
it
that
was
did it have anything to help with your decision in coming to Florida?
a little bit, but I wanted to give a lot of schools the opportunity, and I wanted to see what everybody had to offer, anything like that. Who made it feel like they wanted me and wanted it, made it feel like to be home for me. So I didn't want to go too far. Like I had a lot of offers up like up north and everything. I didn't want to go like too far. So and then it was like during the time of the NCAA scandal, so I couldn't really visit many schools. So it was between my home state Arkansas, Texas A&M, and then Florida.
So you were pretty set on. Dang, that was tough. Was Coach Musselman over there at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah, that's a tough decision because was Buzz Williams.
Yep,
At,
it was his first year.
oh man, so those are three. That's before Coach Musselman really proved what he can do with That's before the run, before with his antics, not antics, but just like his coaching style. Like he's
Yeah,
very passionate
yeah,
coach. And then Coach Buzz Williams had the pedigree of what he had done at Marquette. Didn't have great years over at Virginia Tech as much, but
mm-hmm.
then yeah, like before we move on, let me tell you guys a little bit about our partners over at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. If you haven't signed up with Bet Rivers yet, now is the time because they are offering a $250 match bonus for your first deposit. But what sets them apart is that they require just one play through to turn your bonus into cash money. With their new Rush Pay instant approval, withdrawing your winnings is safer, more secure, and more reliable. With basketball season tipping off, get in on the action by going to betrivers.com today or by downloading the BetRivers iOS app. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That was a tough decision right there. Like, what was it about Florida and Coach White that you were like, all right, that's where I see my fit? And not only that, you got to sit out a year.
So when I got here, Keontae was my host, so getting to know him, throughout the day and everything, and I already had a relationship, with the coaching staff. So meeting the team, I think that's what did it for me. Sitting out with Ant, me and
Yeah.
him got real close, during that sit out season. So I think him and the rest of the team, they made it, they just welcomed me in with open arms and made it feel like home.
So
And I talked to Coach White.
yeah,
He was just saying, since my brother played, he's not gonna promise me, any playing time or anything. So the truth and the honesty, I
yeah,
love that about him. So I
yeah.
think,
Your brother balled out over for Coach White at Tech as well. He was hooping.
yeah.
I think he scored like 1,800 points.
I think he would have had way more. I think he'd have probably been number 1 or 2 on the list if he didn't get hurt his junior year.
Oh,
It was his sophomore and junior year he got
he got
hurt.
hurt.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
dang, that's tough. But like,
up his ankle.
you come into your whole life up to this point that you're playing sports, you're playing like you're competing for something, and then you know from high school to Cleveland State, then you got your transfer year.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to sit out. Like how tough was that? And you know, what I coming out in that year, because I would pop in every now and then, and I was asking, I'd be able to watch practice. Man, you approach scout team and you and the Rouge, like y'all, that was the game. Like y'all put it on whoever was on the other team. And I really think that helped prepare you guys for the upcoming season. So what was your whole off year like for you?
I would say for me it was for getting way stronger, than I came in as, because the SEC, it's big guards, the bigs are, way bigger, than the league I had came from. So I think mine was just getting bigger. On the court, those guys are, 5-star, first round draft picks. So I think, playing against them and going against them, every day, preparing me and made it easier for me, to go against, like next year, go against other teams and like and stuff like that.
So you go through that. Like, what did you do? Because you're not traveling, you're not playing, you're coming to the games and watching. Like, mentally, what was that like for you?
It was tough. I'm
Was,
definitely, yeah, it was
yeah,
definitely tough.
had to be.
Sitting out just for like a whole year, not touching the ball, not even like just knowing you could at least help the team do something, but you just
Yeah.
can't. Like you just gotta sit there all year. You can't travel. So I would say, yeah, it was definitely tough. I definitely, had some moments, where you just, sit in your room and be like, is it worth it right now? Like
Yeah.
it's a long time you sitting out, and then
And that was COVID
yeah,
year too. That was the
yeah,
year the season
COVID
began.
hit. COVID hit like the next year, and so that thought was in my mind. Like, am I about to not play for 2 years? Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna be the same, player, or anything like that? I was like, dang.
And yeah, so you go through COVID year. Well, you're watching the whole time, still trying to stay engaged with the team. Like, who was it? What you said, Daruge, he was a good dude for you to lean on during that time, just to like, what a good dude, man. That's such a good dude, man. He's definitely mature beyond his years, and
Oh,
he's been having a great year. Shooting the best from three.
oh,
He ain't no pull up, he ain't no step back 3-point shooter like you are.
he's still gonna knock it down though. We
Still
got
gonna knock it
too
down.
much faith in Rouge, and when he don't shoot him, we be mad at him.
Okay.
Like you can shoot. You're shooting the best on the team. Shoot the ball.
He's shooting like 40%.
Yeah.
Because most of all his shots,
Oh,
threes that he takes, he's got some time and he can really like line it up.
yeah.
Being a four guy with his man. Have you seen a dude as athletic as the
Oh my
Rouge?
God. Every time we on the court, and I don't think it's nobody right now that's more athletic than Rouge. I swear. I
Dang,
don't
what game was that? He went crazy, had like 23
know. Oh, I remember that game.
at home.
Yep.
Uh,
Dang,
I still don't know how he made that layup.
he was going off.
That
Mississippi
layup, the
State.
and one.
Mississippi State. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the first game Colin was out too. I
Yeah.
think so. I think so. So you come into this year after being out that whole another shit you had to go through. And was that your first strongman, or that was your second? Did you have to go through strongman? The
No,
first.
so see, this the thing. When I transferred in like July. So it was like everybody was still in like everybody just like came to the school for summer, the summer session. So I was still, in the portal and everything. So when I committed, I couldn't like get into the summer like B. So
Okay.
I had to stay home until school started. So I didn't get to do no strong
Hey.
man. But I got the conditioning though when I got here though. And oh my gosh, that was the craziest thing ever.
Did he have y'all do with the running? Was it the 3, 5, 7, 9, like up to
Yep.
15 and back
Yep.
down? I've never made 15. I can't make 15. I
Yeah.
definitely can't make 15 now. And
Oh
with 2 minutes,
man,
I can't make it.
that's the I ain't never did that ever. They used to edit like had you just waiting to go to the locker room just to lay down.
I think the first day that Preston had us do the strongman training was the first time I've ever thrown up from working out. He had us. He had us doing the. It was me. It was Scotty, Casey, and me, and we were doing sled. He had us like we did the workout on it was like the first week. So like he builds on it each Friday or whatever.
Each Friday.
And then that Friday we did our weight stuff in the weight room, and then he had us on the sled on the court. And I remember like I was fighting it, and then I had one more rep. As soon as I got it down court, the trash can was right there. I crossed that line.
I swear he made a couple of throw up. I swear. He had you sitting there like you would be on the second set and you got 2 more sets. He'd be making you just feel like, oh my gosh.
He lives for it. And sometimes I think about, man, I might come back up there and do that strongman with them boys. Ooh. Nah, Pat. Why? Why would you put yourself through that? Like, you're right. I don't need to do that. I'm straight.
Oh, and that's the crazy thing. It doesn't take long at all. It's not even like a long workout. It's just, it just has
intensity level. Yeah. So after going, you fortunately got to skip out on that first strongman. You know, you went through that whole year. Season was off. Season got canceled, and you come back. Obviously, things are so different because of COVID. You go through all that as a team. You guys do a lot of Zoom calls. Y'all made a bunch of Zoom calls to kind of stay connected. No way you could have imagined like your first time back into a Gator jersey or in a Gator jersey and playing was going to be through all that. But you know, the first time you step back on the court, playing obviously not in the SEC yet, but a regular season game. You know how did that feel for you? Just getting a chance to competing and you made it. Like you made it to where you're supposed to be. Like how did that feel for you?
That was good. You know, a great feeling. You know, just to come out. You know, knowing I get to play. You know, knowing there's gonna be a season. You know, just stepping out there. You know, with them, and it felt great. Just it felt loose. You know, it felt easy for sure. It definitely felt easy because you know I've been going against them. You know, for the past 2 years. So, and I think we connected, you know.
Yeah.
Like, off the first game, you know, we struggled a little bit, but I think after that, I think we just connected, you know, going up, you know, into the season and everything.
Yeah. And it had to be kind of cool. Not cool, that's not the right word, but you just saw that when Andrew transferred, you just knew like, hey, I'm gonna be that guy. Like, this is what I'm working for, you know. And he's doing great over in Gonzaga. But you know, for you, like, how did it? Like, did you feel and know you were ready? Like, because you put hella work in for it. Like, but did you feel like were the nerves there? Like finally getting coached with your teammates by Coach White, that had to be just like so surreal. Like, dang, I'm the starting point guard. Like,
yeah, definitely. I was definitely like, I think I was ready for the moment. You know.
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, it was a big step. You know, coming from a mid-major, you know, and starting for a big-time SEC school. But I think playing against them guys, you know, Andrew, Trey, you know, Quiz, going against them every day, you know, and practice and everything. I think that, you know, just helped me prepare, you know, for the moment, you know, for the season.
Yep.
Just to keep my eye, you know, on the prize and just lock in for the season, just to do what I can to, you know, help our guys win.
You definitely helped the team out a lot. Extremely. You had a triple-double last year, which is wild. Am I right? Yeah.
No, I got one at Cleveland State, but I don't think I got one here this year.
Yes, you got one at Cleveland State. That was your sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, you had 18 double-figure scoring games, including the season best 20 at Mississippi State, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. Let's see, big win, big game against West Virginia. You had 11, 1.5 steals, 3.5, 3.3 assists per game. Appeared in all 25 games with 17 starts last year. And then you come into this year, you guys start off the season really strong. We got to talk about that game against Ohio State. Man, that was wild.
That was like a movie.
And the guy said that you make shots like that all the time. Like you kind of just shoot them up. I guess maybe just messing around in practice. That y'all played some of the best defense. Obviously, y'all played great defense against Florida State and played great offensively, but the shots weren't falling as much in that Florida State game, but in the Ohio State game. But because y'all played such great defense, it opened the door for the opportunity for that. Like, did you like just know that's the shot you were gonna take when the ball was in your hands? Like, take me through that moment.
So when MJ, like when I looked at the clock, I saw it was like 5 seconds left, like 5-6 seconds left when Colin tipped it out, and when MJ passed me the ball, I looked back up at the clock and it was about 4. And so when I looked back and turned around, did my crossover, it was like 2. So I just pulled it. It felt, and coach told me to go, so I just kept going. And then I saw, I had like that little space between me and him. And then, it felt good coming out my hands. So
I thought you were going to go a little bit closer. Like I was sitting on my couch watching the game and I'm like, come on, Reed, that's how you're going to take it? Oh!
It felt way closer than I was. I felt way closer than I was.
Oh,
I thought I was like closer, to the 3-point line than when I shot the ball.
You probably had maybe one or two, maybe 2 more dribbles. Maybe 1 more dribble to get like a clean look. But like as far as having the space in rhythm, taking the shot at the full extension at the top, like you couldn't draw up a better shot than that.
Felt good coming out my hand. And then after that, I hit it. Everybody rushing the court in there. It felt like a movie.
Man, that was wild. For obviously that was one of the biggest moments that you've had in your career. The game was early on, so it's not like it wasn't for a championship or nothing, but just a moment of a game-winning shot. But as of late, Colin's been out since right before the Mississippi State game. You have been a guy that's just like stepped up even more than you already have. What was your mindset in these last, especially last game, the game before that, and even sometimes you had to come off the bench because there were times when trying to figure out winning. What has been your mindset and approach of these last 6 or 7 games that you guys have had with Colin not being there, battling through some losses, coming in to that Oklahoma State game, being down big at halftime, and just you stepping in as a leader for this team on both sides of the court?
I think just, being a leader, for my guys, trying to lead these guys, trying to, just stay positive, throughout the, the course of the season. Because I don't think nobody, has been through as much as adversity as we've been through.
Yeah.
The past couple of years and everything like that. So I think, just keeping, everybody's spirits high and everything, throughout the games, win or loss, like, we know what we got to do to get better. We know what we should have done, but, we got to chalk that up and, on to the next game. But, I think just trying to lead, throughout, since Colin's out, right now, and just keeping a positive mindset, with these guys, just trying to keep everybody heads on straight.
Absolutely. I think there's a good amount of games left. Good to see MJ finding some good flow, especially in that last game, knocking down some big time shots in that first half. Kawasi picking this game up as a freshman. Still got time defensively trying to figure it out and whatnot. It's what you can expect. But you guys are building, and to be able to come away with these games without Colin, without Jason, right now, without having like a real big man, Toon stepping up, big time block he had last game. Toon got to get some weight on him, man. Toon's so skinny.
The coach told him, he said if you was like 230, 240, or at least something like that, he said you probably wouldn't come out the game.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, he a freak athlete. I told him when he gets some weight, he gonna be crazy.
He's a spring. He's a spring with really long arms and great timing. But Reed, as this is your senior year coming to a close, and you don't want to think about that yet, but we plan the future is inevitable. The next chapter, like what's next, man? You're about to graduate?
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan for you? Where you want to go? What you want to do? What legacy you want to leave?
Right now, I try not to, think too much, but yeah, the future is, coming. So I think right now, it's trying to get to the NBA for sure. Everybody's dream for sure. But I think if that doesn't work out, or I can try, to get like on a G League team or anything like that. That doesn't work out. I'm gonna definitely probably go overseas, and then try to keep trying and making the NBA until the body say it's no time, it's time to stop.
Let me tell you, Scotty Wilbekin, guy that's come through this program, he's making a lot of money overseas. He is one of the best point guards in all of Europe.
Yeah.
His team is kind of struggling. I think they're kind of struggling this year, but he's over in Israel, and the path to success is not only one way to making it.
Definitely.
Is that I think my boy Kiefer Sykes, he's 28-year-old rookie for the Pacers right now. Yeah, like he was my teammate over in Italy, and he got his opportunity. He's with the Pacers. He's probably going to sign a multi-year deal at the end of the season. But anything is possible. Just continuing with faith, continuing to work hard, continuing to. Most important thing, like if you're not going to believe in yourself, nobody else is.
Oh yeah.
And especially with that passion, man, that you got. So I'm cheering for you, for the guys, each and every game. No matter what comes your way, stay together. Stay together. Stay with that identity. Yeah, I'm excited to see where the season's going to go. I know you guys are going to make it to the tournament, and I'm excited to see how far you're going to make it. But yeah, Reed, thank you so much for your time, bro. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a minute since trying to get you on here for forever, but y'all got stuck. Y'all got stuck in Missouri yesterday.
Yes, like we were supposed to come back like in the morning, but we got stuck out there till like 3, 4 in the afternoon. Then we got back here like at about 6, 7, and then that was really about it. And then we had practice and stuff, like the next day. So yeah, just been on the move.
Y'all had a real tough stretch, them 5 games in 11 days.
Yeah.
That's probably what led. I mean, just not being able to prepare as much for that Ole Miss game. But hey, yeah, a team like y'all, you guys have been through so much. I think you're going to do just fine. And in those adverse times, to prepare you for when the tournament comes. Like ain't nothing's gonna get in the way. But yeah, bro, I appreciate your time. Get some rest. Get that dub tomorrow, and stay positive, man. Keep smiling. Keep that passion going.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But ladies and gentlemen, this was Tyree Appleby on the Young and the Rowdies, episode 20. They got a big one coming up here. Every game is a big game for the Gators. And how about the ladies knocking off Tennessee at home? Smashing Tennessee. Biggest win, biggest loss Tennessee has had to an unranked team. Expect to see the ladies in the top 25 coming up. But this is the Young and the Rowdies. Gator fans, stay rowdy.